Welcome to National French Bread Day at Broad Street Bakery. We're in the back in the bakery and I have some of my team here. My name is Jennifer Adelsheimer and I'm the head pastry chef, and we have Alan Gold, our pastry cook, and we have with us Kirsten, and she's from Le Cordon Bleu as an intern. We are going to show you how we mix and produce our French baguette and French bread here at Broad Street Bakery. Okay, here we are with our 5 ingredients that we use here at Broad Street. One interesting fact about French bread is it's usually 4 ingredients, which is salt, yeast, flour, and water. And this is what the French originally started with, these 4 ingredients, because it's a lean dough and that creates a very soft inside and a crusty outside. But today we have a coolish starter that we use, and it gives it flavor, and it's just water and flour. So we're gonna start with the flour. Alan's gonna put this into the mixing bowl. And then we're gonna dump the starter and the water. And the water is about at room temperature, and that's gonna create the temperature of the dough with the frequency of the bowl. We're gonna put all these things in here, and then we're gonna add the yeast. We saved the salt for the very last. We're gonna start mixing it and then add the salt, because the salt will deactivate the yeast. So we wanna get the yeast incorporated in the dough before we add the salt. Dough, and Alan just pulled it out of the mixer. It's about 78 degrees in temp, and now we will let it go into its proofing process, and it will double about 2 to 3 times this size. And when it's done, you'll be able to poke it, and it should look like a belly button. And if it comes out, if the indentation comes completely out, that means your dough's ready to form into a baguette or French bread. So we'll let it double or triple, and we'll check it from time to time. And once it gets to that stage, we'll cut it up in the weight of the loaf and form it. And then it will proof again, and then we will bake it. Here at Broad Street, we have a 9-foot deck oven. The traditional bread is baked in a 9-foot deck oven, which in America we don't have a lot of. So this is a traditional, this is where we get the hard crust and the soft inside. Okay, here's our final product, and we have 2 different loaves here. One is the French baguette, and one is our New York style po' which it's interesting that I have this here. It's not French bread, but it's what Americans know today as French bread. You'll see it in the grocery stores, cut like this so you can make garlic bread out of. But the French baguette is traditionally the French bread that the French invented. They invented it about 1920. This is something that's eaten in the mornings in France, and usually they cut it in slices like this and put butter and jams on it, and they dip it in hot chocolate or coffee. So it's totally different than what we're used to. In America, a lot of people cut this in half all the way down and make a pizza bread out of it. And that's a lot of what we see today, and then we make butter and garlic bread also. So it's really interesting to see the difference in the United States and France and what we make out of our French bread. Here at Broad Street, we technically do not use our French bread for anything certain. We actually sell whole baguette loaves in the front house, and they're on retail every day except Mondays. They are baked every single day because there are no additives in them. We appreciate you joining us here at Broad Street Bakery.